Right. Thank you everyone for being here. My name is Anna Jacobs. I work with Boston Bikes team, with Boston Transportation Department. And I'm joined today by my colleague Lisa, who's taking notes and admitting people if somebody comes later. Again, this is a recorded meeting, and I don't think we will need a whole hour. I will go over the program, explain the gist of it, some key dates. If you've been to the previous virtual meeting back in May, a lot of information will be the same. There will be some new information. And then we will open it to the questions. So Boston E-Bikes Incentive Program is going to be launching in August. It is ARPA-funded pilot program for the next 2 years. Our goals with this program is to provide economic assistance through a form of a discount voucher towards purchasing an e-bike. We estimate that we will support about 1,000 Boston residents in this purchase. We will support local bike shops, and we are also going to evaluate the impact of this pilot program. So some benefits to residents, why biking, why e-biking? So in general, biking increases mobility and enhances well-being and produces this joy of biking. Being outdoors is social activity, and then e-bike, electric bike, pedal assist enhances this opportunity for residents that may have some mobility challenges or are not so strong bikers. So who will be eligible in the pilot program? The program is for City of Boston residents. And then we have these 3 groups. So seniors, starting age 60 plus, adults with permanent disability, as well as income eligible residents who are at or below 40% of AMI. And if you're wondering 40% of AMI, what it is, here is the 2024 numbers. So for household size, what would be an annual income? What and whether there will be documentation that the resident who applies will need to upload? Yes. So proof of identity, so government issued documents, one of the following will be expected if a resident is selected for a voucher. Proof of residency, the longest list here, pick and choose. Again, 1. Proof of permanent disability if you're applying as an adult with permanent disability, as well as if you're applying as an income eligible individual or household, you would be required to upload one of these 4 documents if you're selected for a voucher. What kind of e-bikes will be eligible for an incentive? So we will cover standard e-bikes, 2 or 3 wheel e-bikes as defined by Massachusetts law. The vouchers also will cover cargo e-bikes. So those who have a load, an extra load carrying capacity, either passenger or cargo, as well as adaptive e-bikes and powered hand cycle wheelchair attachments. So I've mentioned the eligibility. What else should applicants consider whether this is a good program or not to apply? So please know that e-bikes are heavier than regular bikes. Their weight ranges between 40 and 80 pounds. That is for a standard e-bike. Cargo bikes are even heavier. People are coming in. Also consider if you would have a place to store an e-bike. Yeah, so is it a safe location? Is it protected from weather elements? E-bikes can be exposed to weather elements, but thinking like more severe weather, snowstorms. So think as that as one thing, and also because they're heavy, do you have an easy access to bring them in to the protected space? Another thing to consider, the vouchers we will be distributing probably will not cover the whole cost of an e-bike. The e-bikes are more expensive than regular bikes. They start about 1,200 for a good quality e-bike. And the cargo bikes and adaptive bikes are even at a higher starting price. The voucher that residents will receive is a point of sale voucher. So that means you don't have to come up with that money and get reimbursed. You use the voucher as you would purchase the e-bike at the participating shop. But the applicant who received the voucher is responsible for covering the remaining cost. And also please note that the voucher will not be covering the cost of taxes or transportation costs. So you might be curious, how big are the vouchers? So the vouchers for the e-bikes will range from $800 to $2,400, and I will explain it in a moment, in more detail in a moment. Every applicant who receives a voucher will also receive a secondary voucher towards purchasing cycling safety equipment in a value of $150. So these are anticipated voucher amounts in year one. I will explain in a moment what the standard application versus rolling application means, but here is a breakdown. If one is applying as a senior or income eligible senior, the starting price for standard different, same for cargo. Yeah, take a moment, a few seconds to look at this. And so that again is a year one. We will be launching again in spring of next year, tentatively April. And these numbers might change based on the funding available after this initial launch. Please know that the program will not distribute vouchers on a first come, first served basis. That is something we're learning from other programs around the country, that this is not an equitable way to distribute. Instead, the vouchers will be distributed through a randomized selection, lottery selection in most cases, and I will explain it now. So we will have this standard process application, which all three eligibility groups can apply to. So for seniors, low-income residents, and adults with permanent disability who can ride traditional e-bike or traditional cargo e-bike and are interested in purchasing one for personal use. And so the standard process, standard application will open in August. Dates yet to be announced, but it will be a pre-application will open first. It will open on a Monday and close 12 days later on a Friday. So during the pre-application, residents self-identify that they do qualify for the one of the three groups. And they submit a simple form to choose which bike they're interested in, standard or cargo, or the, and they fill in information. At that step, no documentation is uploaded yet. When pre-application closes, so after 12 days, we will do a randomized selection. And so those who are randomly selected to receive a voucher will receive a notification, invitation to submit this supporting documentation. So proof of identity, proof of residency, if applying as low income, proof of income, if applying as a resident with a permanent disability, proof of disability. The documents will be verified within 10 days. If all looks good, application is completed. A little bit jumped ahead. So pre-application closes, randomized selection takes place, invitation to submit documentation then follows. If people who are not selected for the vouchers are put on a wait list, and they are notified about that as well. And if all documents look good, the resident who applied receives a voucher and has 90 days from the moment of receiving voucher to redeem the voucher in one of the participating bike shops. So that was this standard application. Now I'm going to explain another process we will have for adults with permanent disabilities who are looking to purchase either powered hand cycle wheelchair attachment or an adaptive bike special adapted to their needs. So this process will be longer. It will be 30 days long application period open. Dates to be announced in mid-July. And applicants register and submit supporting documentation all at once. We review documents, give thumbs up, And then we invite adults with permanent disability for a bike fitting session. Our participating bike shops will be hosting bike fitting sessions as an event. And residents can choose from 2 to 3 dates to attend a bike fitting session, try a different bike, get it adapted to their needs, try how it is to use it. And after this pre-fitting bike fitting session is completed, we release the voucher, and the residents with a disability will have 120 days to redeem it at one of the participating bike shops. I've been mentioning participating bike shops, and you may be wondering who are participating bike shops. So we're working on a list. The shops will be brick and mortar only. They will go beyond the proper Boston. They will be local bike shops within 128 Inner Beltway. But I was going to say, yeah, we have not released a list yet because we're currently talking to each bike shop about onboarding into the program. So the participating bike shops will be announced in mid-July as well. So more information about the program as it continues to develop and launch this is the mother website, boston.gov e-bikes. You can also sign up for our newsletter, which I hope all of you have. You are also welcome to continue attending info sessions. There will be more info sessions in July and August. So next info session, there will be, as I said, in YMCAs and other community events. And the next virtual one is on Friday, July 26th, at 12 p.m. at noon, coming very close to the launch. Additionally, we will have Try e-bike events / showcase of participating bike shops in August. It will be between 3 and 5 events in mid-August when the applications are open, and residents are welcome to join, try standard bikes, try cargo bikes. We will also have adapted bikes on site at these events, so also try adapted bikes, those who are in a need for one, and yeah, perhaps apply to the program. I'm not done with presentation, just want a heads up that if you watch this presentation, you're like, oh, I don't have a place to store a bike, or maybe this is not for me, but maybe for somebody else. But I want to compliment, because our Boston Bikes team, our team works on different programs, including Blue Bikes. So if you, after watching this presentation, think that maybe personal e-bike is not your best solution for your commuting needs, Blue Bikes also have electric bikes. You may have seen these silver Blue Bikes that are not Blue Bikes, that are silver Blue Bikes. And I'm gonna mute. So yeah, so some things our team likes to point out. Blue Bikes in City of Boston are municipally owned bike share system. Unlike in some other cities, they are privately owned. So it is our municipally owned bike share system, and we are expanding Blue Bikes for 100 more new stations in the next year and a bit. So we own 250 stations as of today in City of Boston proper. So here is this visual. So regular Blue Bikes versus electric Blue Bikes. Electric Blue Bikes give you a pedal assist up to 18 miles per hour. So if you're pedaling downhill and you're going faster, the pedal assist will cease to assist you, but you still can get faster. But that's a safety built-in feature. They come with a light, they come with a display, and they come with an adjustable seat. And we have a Boston Bikes Pass. So for income eligible residents, one can get a $5 a year pass that gives you an unlimited rides on a standard Blue Bike, so not an electric, or a discount rate for electric Blue Bike. For those who are not income eligible, we also have a discount. Boston Bikes Pass is now $60 a year if you haven't had an annual membership in the past 3 years. The income eligibility qualification for the Blue Bikes is slightly different than the e-bikes incentive program. One way to look at it, if you qualify, or if somebody qualifies for one of these programs, you are eligible for the discounted rate. Or another way to look at it is, this is the current 400% federal RFP that I'll explain. So if your household size and your income then matches these, then you are eligible for the Blue Bike Pass. So with that, that was my spiel on an e-bikes where we are at. And this is your opportunity to ask questions. Or type them in the chat or raise a hand or unmute. Okay, let me see what we have in the chat. You go 3 seconds slower. I'm sorry, I skipped that. I didn't see the chat right away. How do you charge the e-bike? So, yeah, thank you, Ellen, for pitching in. You can remove the battery in most cases. Sometimes some bikes have a built-in battery, and they would come with a special cord that you plug it into the port. How many folks will be getting vouchers? So it will be about 1,000 people over the period of 2 years. Let's say one more time. There's $5 program includes e-blue bikes. I'll go back to the slide in a moment. And then I'll go back to the slide about income and qualification. Okay, so the $5. So $5, it's unlimited rides, so up to 60-minute rides on regular blue bike. So you could take a blue bike regular for 59 minutes, 59 seconds, dock it in, wait a minute, then take it out again. And you can go that, and that's free. If you go over, if you are riding and you lost track of time and you go over 60 minutes, you start being charged that 0.07 cents per minute on a standard as well. So try not to go over it. And for the e-bikes, it's a discounted, so 7 cents a minute. So 10-minute e-bike ride will cost you 70 cents. So it is similar to when it comes to taking a subway from point A to point B, like a half-hour e-bike ride will be about like $2.53. Yes, and then Stephanie asked for the income. Let me just double check if you asked for the income for the blue bikes or for the e-bike incentive program. For the e-bike, okay. And Elaine, I see your question. Can you apply if you turn 16 September? I'd say yes. Yes. So the income eligibility for the e-bikes incentive program. All right. So this is the, it's a 40% AMI because this pilot program is funded through a federal grant. So COVID relief money, we were, this is the income guideline that we have to work with. So 40% of AMI. So that is your income eligibility for those who will be applying as an income eligible. You like how to. Could you? I'm not sure exactly what you mean, Regina. We are reaching out to community organizations and in asking for help to spread the word out. Yes. So you're welcome to email e-bikes at boston.gov if you have a suggestion. Or we could reach out, but we are doing outreach citywide, so we have in each neighborhood community organizations that, you know, we're asking for best advice.
And then what if there was
Yes, thank you, Regina. Alston Brighton Health Collaborative is on our collaborators list of helping with spreading the word out.
so all like
So I think I answered all the questions in the chat. And I'll just linger and see if new questions come in through the chat or somebody unmutes and asks.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, I see your question, just Boston, not Western Mass. This is a City of Boston's program. Yes, so only City of Boston residents. There will be a similar program statewide that will be launching, but they are launching later than us. And we are in conversations, so we know what's happening. And just so you know, state program vouchers will not be stackable with Boston, City of Boston vouchers. So if you would like an alert about the applications opening, you should get on the e-bikes incentive program newsletter list, that you can sign up through this page. When does the application process begins? We have not confirmed the date, but it will be in August. So most likely rolling application for adults with disabilities will roll out first. And then the standard application for all will open a week later. So I cannot post directly email sign up link for the but you go on the boston.gov e-bikes, and that's on the sidebar. There is a newsletter sign up. You enter your name and your email there. Thank you, Harry, for plugging it in. And also the next virtual session, which will be on Friday, July 26th at noon. We'll have dates announced at that one, probably earlier than that, on the webpage as well.
And I would like to go out.
We also plan to be at the next open streets in Jamaica Plain on Sunday, July 21st. So if you happen to be attending open streets, stop by the chat. We'll have more information then as well.
I think I can.
And those who are joining later, this meeting has been recorded. I will not be repeating it, but if you want to hear the whole presentation, you're welcome to reach out, and I will share a recording. And if you have any other questions, please either unmute yourself and go ahead and ask them, or write them in the chat. In the chat, Louisa, my colleague, has shared where to see the newsletter sign up. All right, I'll give it another 4 minutes if no questions come in. And we'll close it. If you feel like your questions have been answered, you're welcome also to leave. I'm gonna stop recording at this moment.
So I